Hi, and welcome to episode 3 of Witch Hat Atelier. Little Witch Academia, that's something completely different. Witch Hat Atelier, episode 3. Last week, we had a very interesting second episode. We've had to learn a bunch of new stuff about the magic in this world. For example, how there's some different elements or little symbols that you can place in different places in your spell circle. I don't even know if they have a name for that yet. Those spell drawings, I guess, in a sense. There's fire, there's water, there's light, and there's wind. I was honestly expecting one of the four to be earth or nature, like plants or something like that. I have yet to see what exactly they plan to do with light, because light and fire is very similar. With light, the only thing that comes to mind is just visual, make something bright. But I'm sure that this anime will probably show me wrong, that there's a bunch of stuff that you can do with light that is in combination with all the other elements. But nevertheless, very interesting concept, of course, as I've talked last week. I really love the paper cut moments in these episodes, where, especially in the end of it, or sometimes when they introduce something, they talk about some background story. You can see it being animated as if it's like a paper cut in one of those books. You know, when you open the book and then the paper cuts happens, or just stuff moving like theater. Very interesting. I mean, it was not a short episode, but it felt short, which is positive, which is a good thing. I want to see more of it. So that's why this week I have episode 3 in front of me. As always, make sure that you have yours ready in front of you. I kind of lied, I don't have it ready yet. Let me search for the file. I have it downloaded here. And there you go. Get ready, because I'm going to count down in 3, 2, 1, now. Kifiri, what are you doing here? Oh, sure. That's way faster, yeah. Exactly. It's her. Good. Let me move this. The data range. And we left off last week with our dear roommate threatening us to do the Dadah test today. It's gonna be an interesting episode, because I remember vaguely what happens in this test. I'm surprised they already do this, but hey, it's episode 3 out of 12. I'm really bad with names, so I don't fully remember again. I need a refresher, but I'm pretty sure one of theirs is Richie. At least I can check my notes, actually. I only wrote Richie. Love this scene where they walk from the side. And my favorite scene is after this. After this. This one. Beautifully animated. Again, with the paper book, the themes. Oh. Love it. I got. Uh-huh. What about your ink and paper and pen? I don't think she's gonna give it to you. She is gonna give it to her. Source, I made it the fuck up. I don't know if it's a real rule, but seems like she's a little bit salty. Interesting. Or away from it. To be honest, I got probably knew about magic since she was also that young. Oh my gosh, she's so clumsy. Yeah. Yeah, and guess where the flowers are? Yep. Yeah, you should probably know by now how magic works, no? Yeah, I thought so. Everyone learns. We just flew over. That's the spirit. Oh, damn. So the hole goes all the way down in the middle of the ocean. Okay. There's a whole city at the bottom of it. What the hell? I guess don't think about opening your windows back down there. You know when I get singing? So he has some problems with the Great Hall. Jesus. The worm! Whatever its name is. Hmm. A brush buddy. Okay. Yeah, the issue with that is I guess we'll see in a second. And yeah. Oh no. That's not good. I mean, you still have your pen, no? You can just dip, dip, dip. She's at the Dadah. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, that's her name. That's Richie. I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah. Good, good. She remembers. Oh god, what would happen if she did actually? I mean, I don't fully agree with Agat's way of thinking, but I know she'll get around. Exactly. You've got other skills. Exactly. You know how to do this since a child. Hmm. If I was in this situation, I don't even know where I would start. I mean, you have the boat, you have the textile of your clothes, water, I guess. Although, yeah, I think I would do the same. Use the clothes as a canvas. I think she did the line too long. Holy shit, that goes fast. What the fuck? Well, there goes the boat. Yeah, I mean, she kind of invented the paraglider, self-propelling one. How do you stop a spell, actually? If it's a continuous circle and just infinite wind? Like, imagine a water spell. Even if it's just a tiny circle, and it just keeps dripping water over and over. You'd end up with an ocean at some point, no? Oh, she missed. I mean, she's getting close. Ow. God, the music. Yeah, you. Take that, Agate. She's not gonna accept it. Yeah. We'll warm up from to her. She'll warm up to Coco. But I mean, it's not her fault. Now go tell that to Agate. It's her signature. Yay! Your signature uniform. Food time. Go put some sense in Agate's mind. Good episode. Ooh. She was there. Hmm. Meetings and con. Okay. I think that might be how far I've read in the manga. Maybe a little bit further, but even this episode, some things I completely forgot about. And I'm sure they might have changed a few tiny minor details to it compared to the manga. But I mean, I doubt that they changed too much. As we've seen so far, from my experience, it's been very one to one to the manga. Amazing episode, great episode. I need some time to think. I'm not too much though. I don't think there's gonna be too many things to talk about. I mean, it was mostly one big plot for this episode, the Dadah range and the exam. But I wrote some things that I want to expand on and think about. So just give me a second. So I wrote a few things that I want to talk about, a few things that I'll talk about later. Agot. Oh, Agot. Agot is a certified Coco hater. They'll get along at some point. I honestly don't even know how their relationship is gonna go because, as I said before, the manga. By the point I ended reading the manga, or I paused the manga, um, they were still a little bit of a rivalry. But I didn't read much further than this episode. I don't even remember what happens after. This is the last thing I actually remember from the manga, the Dada range exam where with the flower. I honestly thought it was a plant. Well, I mean flower is a plant, but I guess it was a flower. That's how little I remember of it. But either way, on one hand, I understand how Kifri was worried about Coco, but why did he make her say sorry? I mean, it's not really her fault that she ended up there. Agat kind of just pushed her to make this exam uh, by just fear mongering her, saying, "Oh, if you don't do this now, you won't be respected, and if you fail, you won't be ever an apprentice." Even though we saw that Kifri was planning to give her the witch hat without even doing the exam, or at least without even really training her to do that exam at the same time after receiving the hat. Either way, Agot kind of deserves to be talked to. I mean, she could have easily killed Coco there if she. I mean, it was wonderful to see her fly around with a self-made boat, a sailboat, and then the thing breaks and it becomes a paraglider or a glider, whatever you call it. It's nice, but one wrong move and it would have been her doom. So, anyways, not really agreeing on that sorry part. The pacing is really nice in this episode. In this anime, in general, I'm a little bit worried about how big the anime is gonna be. If they ever announce a second season, then I'm gonna be a little bit relieved, because we are 3 episodes in out of 12 from what I've seen, and out of 13, sorry. That's like a fifth gone already. Is this going to be a long story? I don't. I mean, I have. Do I have all the volumes? I'm pretty sure more volumes came out. I have. Hold on. I have 10 volumes in my shelf, and there's currently, according to AnyList, uh 97 chapters, but no information about volumes. I'm pretty sure there's more than 10 volumes. But either way, it's still ongoing, it's still releasing, so I assume there's going to be a continuation after this anime. But why are we talking about this? I mean, this is way too early. Maybe the anime is gonna have the perfect flow from A to Z, and we'll get to see most of it. But yeah, no, the exam was most of the episode. I'm fine with that. I'd rather it to be like that, where the episode focuses on one plot instead of 10 billion different things, and you don't get to enjoy it one fully. In this episode, we get to enjoy it fully by being focused on the exam. We got the brush buddy, the little furry worm pet, I assume, which is gonna be a reoccurring thing. I do remember the pet thing. I did not remember her actually meeting it in this episode or in this Dada range arc. Interesting reminder. So thanks for that. One thing I kind of hope to see, and that I think it's gonna be obvious, is the style of magic. The magic artist, I guess, in a sense, the one who draws the magic. I assume everyone has their own style. As we've seen so far, Agat is very perfectionism related, while we have Coco, who is more in the creative side of casting magic. I don't know exactly about Kifri, but I'm pretty sure the two other ones, Richie and, oh my god, Tetya, who have their own kind of quirks to it. I haven't read that far, but maybe there's even gonna be other characters or main cast characters. But so far we've only seen those three students, Coco and Kifri, as the main characters. We have a new character actually, the lady with the red hair that goes up like a half moon. I remember seeing her face, but I do not remember seeing much more of her. I think she does a reappearance, and she's not just there in that underground sea, which I completely forgot to talk about. Like, what? I don't remember that. There's a whole city underground, or at least underwater, like Atlantis. Uh, Maybe to shield themselves from evil. No, they said there's no real evil magicians other than those that do forbidden magic. But forbidden magic hasn't been done in years. So what would they be protecting themselves for? Just normal humans, I guess? Shielding themselves from those without the knowledge of magic? Who knows? But I assume that's their, not base, but their place where they store magic spells. Whatever. I do not really know. I don't have any ideas what it's gonna be. And it seems to be a place where they trade. At least we know that. We know that Kifri bought the uniforms there instead of going to the city where most witches go to. So he apparently has a hatred to that place, the Grand Hall, I think it was called. Um, we'll learn more of it, surely. One thing that's been in my mind that I wanted to talk about is the brimmed hat witch, which we now know the name of, the one who sold the book to Coco. What is her goal with those books? I mean, we know now in this episode that she kind of wanted to sprout a seed, like make one of the witches her own, I guess, a bad witch. Uh, but what was the point of giving a dangerous book to a seemingly innocent child, uh, who's gonna draw those things and at the end just kind of die from it? Because if Kifri wasn't in that atelier of hers, she wouldn't have survived by a long shot. So, what was the goal of that? I mean, how is she gonna recruit or spread the word if the books she's selling to people, to kids, uh, are all gonna die by just her own works? I don't know. Maybe that's I'm overthinking, but I feel like there's some easier ways to do it. I wonder if maybe Agot. I do wonder if Agot is gonna have a redemption arc soon, because I could see Agot being one of those apprentices who fall prey to the book selling witch. I could see that happen. I don't know if if any of the other kids. No, they seem too innocent. I mean, we have Richie, who is just minding her own business, and um, ugh, Jesus Christ, what's her name again? Tetya. Tetya, Richie. Tetya is very compassionate, very friendly, and adoring to her other apprentices. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see where it goes, what the end goal is of the antagonist of this anime. Maybe she's not the main antagonist. Maybe there's some other ones. Maybe she's the evil boss Who knows? But Kifri has some experience with the brim hat, so the brimmed witch hat, or is it just a brimmed hat? I'd have to see that scene again. But either way, very interesting continuation of this anime. I am kind of landing in a blind terror territory right now, so it's going to be very interesting to see where the story leads us. I don't think there's much more to say about this episode. I mean, it was very straightforward. We've seen what we've seen, the exam, some new characters, some slight expansion of character backgrounds. We haven't seen a character development yet of Agat, especially. But I want to know more about Kifri. Why does he do what he does? Why is he in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of apprentices? Why doesn't he live in a big city like every other witch, apparently? Or why is he popular? Is he famous? Is he an old name? Is he how old is he actually? Is he super old and just pretending to be young? Whatever. So many questions, so many open doors, and I think it's going to be interesting what happens next. Now, since I finished the other anime in my channel, which is Shiba Yugi, Death Games, the Death Game anime, I assume I'm gonna be watching this anime more often. I finished Shiba Yugi just a few days before recording this. I'm gonna upload the episode probably after this one, but I assume I'm gonna start making more episodes regularly of this one here instead of starting something else and then doing 1 week yes, 1 week no. Because I've noticed that when I watch someone else doing a reaction and they upload every other week, it's kind of hard to follow up and having to wait 2 weeks for just a new episode. So I'm going to try to make it at least one episode per week. If I can, even more. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's it. So yeah, if there's, again, as always in every episode, if there's anything that I missed, if I absolutely need to talk about while I edit this video, I'm gonna put it right here. If nothing happened, that means nothing is there to talk about. I've talked about everything there is to talk about. I will see you next time. Next week? Next time. I'll just say next time. Bye bye.